As much as social media tries to dictate what we should be doing, where we should be, and what normal looks like, I feel better when I'm missing out on all that because I've fallen in love with this little village, the beautiful people that live in it, and the peaceful life in general. My life now revolves around the homestead, and then there are those occasional trips I make to the farms that are a bit far away from where we live. I really enjoy my simple daily routines, which involve taking care of the gardens, visiting my farms, feeding the chicken and taking care of the cows, and going to the village market. The fact that there are no timelines tied to these chores make them quite relaxing and fun too. I didn't know things like watering a garden could be so therapeutic. In my moments of solitude, I ask myself why I spent so many years in the stressful life of the city, life that almost drove me insane. I ask myself questions like, what if I started earlier than I did? Could things be much better than they are right now? Could I have done more investments than I've done? But then again, everything happens at the right time. This was the right time for me to move. The biggest benefit, I think, has been on my mental health. The thing that drives most of us crazy is the cost of living, the crazy bills we have in the cities. And now that I live on almost zero bills, I think my mental health has really improved. My finances are just getting right, and so is my mood. I now live a very self sufficient life. I'm not totally self sufficient, but I'm heading there. Once upon a time, I was married. So we split the bill such that my ex husband paid the rent and I bought food throughout the month. So one month I decided to do my math. I recorded everything I bought that month, however small it was, and I realized I was paying three times the rent. So that just tells you how expensive food is. So if you are beginning or you're on that journey to self sufficiency, I think the first thing you should do is have your food, grow your own food, keep your animals, whatever can provide you food, that will save you a lot of money. And one thing I need to remind you is you don't have to have such a big chunk of land for you to be self sufficient. You can be partially self sufficient by making good use of the tiny piece you have. Food can be grown even in balconies, so space should not stop you from growing your own food and saving some coin. When I was growing up, I always wanted to live a luxurious life. For me, luxury was expensive cars, mansions, the fast life, that is. And I always worked so hard. And I got part of these things. Then I realized it didn't bring that much happiness. Actually, a poor man sleeps better than a rich man because they really have nothing to worry about. They don't have money in the stock market losing value there. They are just happy and they are having very peaceful nights. They actually have all their wealth gathered under one roof. But a rich man has a lot of stuff out there. He's worried somebody could steal or somebody could just mess up with their money and they're not getting that good rest. So for me, the simple, quiet, peaceful life with just enough, not so much, is luxury. These days, I value simple things like a quiet afternoon under a tree. Not so fancy, but it brings me a lot of peace and a settled mind for growth. It's mid-morning here and I'm cleaning some sesame seeds I recently bought. I want to preserve them, and I will be using a bit of it for our today's recipe. I always wash my seeds. I don't know if you do too, let me know. They usually have these tiny particles of sand which can be irritating when you're eating them. So washing makes them settle at the bottom of the basin and the sesame floats, so it's easy to remove. I will dry them in the oven for a few minutes until they are completely dry and safe for storage. So I'll be using a bit of the sesame seeds to make sesame butter, just the way we make peanut butter. And I will be using our blender, the tiny part of the blender that is always used to crush things. So our sesame butter is thick and nice. So we are going to fry some onions in a pan. The onions are cooked, they don't have to turn golden brown. So I'm adding tomato paste and letting it cook for a bit. That's paprika, garlic powder, and then we're just gonna stir and mix it well and let the tomatoes and all that cook. Capsicum mix, and then I'm just gonna add in the pre-boiled spaghetti. I've been eating a lot of spaghetti lately. I bought a lot of them when Lexi was on holiday and she went back to school, and we had a lot of stock left. She's the one who likes eating spaghetti. So I realized I haven't added salt, so that's just a little bit of salt to taste and green onions. Then we are going to mix them again. And once well mixed, then we are going to add our butter, sesame butter, and mix well. And our spaghetti is ready. So I'm serving my spaghetti with meat. This is meat that was first roasted, then cooked into a stew. You should try this, guys. It tastes heavenly. And there's no better way to enjoy your lunch other than having it outdoors in the afternoon breeze. Tell me if this is not luxury. The sun is just going down, and I just love to watch it disappear behind the hills. Simba and Jimmy are always great company when we're watching sunsets. Simba is not in very good mood today. Maybe he's sick. He's usually a very jovial dog. Maybe he needs to be checked. Thank you guys for watching. It's always really amazing hanging out with you. Remember to like the video and leave a comment. Otherwise, have a lovely evening. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next.